Your person is weighed down by an almost unbearable burden, the memories and consequences of decisions made long ago. Every choice, especially those moments when they rejected the love you so consistently offered, now reverberates like a lingering echo in their mind. These choices, once seen as everyday decisions, have transformed in retrospect into monumental missed opportunities, each one a doorway to a possibility that has long since closed. The regret that follows is not fleeting, it is a constant presence, a heavy load that seems impossible to shed, and it intensifies with every passing day. In what used to be a comforting rhythm of regular communication, a noticeable silence has now replaced your familiar exchanges. This silence, heavy and unyielding, serves as a daily reminder of the growing distance between you. Your person finds themselves perpetually checking their phone, clinging to the hope that any moment now might bring a message or a call, a sign, however slight, that the connection you once shared still endures. Instead, each day reinforces the painful reality: the closeness you once enjoyed is now replaced by an ever-widening gap, leaving them in a state of constant anticipation and inevitable disappointment. Your decision to focus on yourself, to surrender your world to the divine, and to prioritize your own healing and self-care has completely altered the dynamics of your relationship. This is not a simple pause in communication, it is a definitive statement of transformation. You have redirected your energy inward, raising your own vibration through growth, self-respect, and the nurturing of your inner life. Your person senses this shift deeply. They recognize that the space you've created is not born out of indifference, but rather from a profound need to protect and cultivate the peace you've found within yourself. Haunted by their past, your person is now left grappling with the duality of feelings, overwhelming guilt intermingled with regret. They have begun a painstaking process of self-reflection, recognizing that their own actions played a significant role in the disintegration of your once thriving connection. They are forced to confront the reality that many of the harsh words uttered in anger and frustration, the insecure behaviors that once served as a shield against their own vulnerabilities, were not truly reflections of who you are or what you deserved. Instead, those moments were driven by inner turmoil, by fears and insecurities that had little to do with your actions, yet had everything to do with the pain they felt inside. This growing self-awareness is as enlightening as it is painful. In the quiet hours of reflection, your person replays the moments when their ego took charge, allowing anger, frustration, and insecurity to govern their actions. They see clearly now that every time they lashed out or responded out of fear rather than genuine love, they contributed to the widening chasm between you. The weight of this realization is immense. It is a constant reminder that, in the past, their behavior was less about your shortcomings and more about the unresolved battles raging within their own soul. The guilt your person feels is not a transient emotion, it is a deep, unyielding recognition of their missteps. They are painfully aware that there were many moments when their actions, however unintentional, created wounds that have left scars on the connection you once both cherished. Now, with a clarity that comes only from the harsh lessons of regret, they understand that the boundaries you now uphold, the standards of self-worth you insist upon, are a mirror reflecting back their own failures. In the past, they fell short of those very standards, and this recognition both motivates them and fills them with trepidation about the future. Deep down, your person longs to bridge the gap that now separates you. They yearn to mend the rift caused by miscommunications and the harsh defenses that arose from personal insecurities. They wish to reach out with words of sincere apology and tangible acts of change, acts that will not only express remorse but will also demonstrate, in every gesture, that they are ready to evolve. There is a burning desire to rectify past mistakes, to address the misunderstandings that have undermined the foundation of your relationship. This drive to heal is not superficial, it is a powerful force that pushes them to confront their own shortcomings with the hope that, one day, trust and connection might be rebuilt. However, they also recognize the delicate nature of the situation. They know that you have grown, that you have transformed into someone who now prioritizes self-respect, clarity, and unconditional love. Your evolution means that any attempt at reconciliation must honor the growth you have undergone. Your silence, which might initially appear as a simple withdrawal, is, in fact, a deliberate act of self-preservation, a way for you to guard the inner peace you have so diligently cultivated. Your person sees that you are no longer the one who would chase after validation or reassurance. Instead, you have emerged with a strength that is both admirable and, admittedly, intimidating, a strength that demands a higher level of respect and understanding. This realization has left your person at a crossroads. They feel an intense pull to break the silence and initiate a dialogue, a conversation that might pave the way for healing. Yet, they are also acutely aware that any effort to reconnect must be undertaken with genuine humility and a sincere willingness to match the elevated energy you now embody. The realization is as stark as it is clear. If there is to be any hope for a renewed connection, they must first align themselves with the vibrational frequency of self-love and respect that you now live by. It is not merely about filling the silence with words, it is about embarking on an inner journey to address the deeper issues that once tore you apart. In quieter moments, your person finds themselves fixated on the magnetic pull of your energy. They marvel at how you seem to effortlessly peel back the layers of their persona, exposing the raw, unguarded self beneath all the defenses and complexities. There is an undeniable, almost mystical quality about the way you understand the feelings that are often too subtle or overwhelming to articulate. It's as if your very presence resonates with the true essence of who they are, drawing every fiber of their being toward you. In their eyes, you are the embodiment of perfection, not in a superficial sense, for they know well that perfection is an illusion, but in the way your every flaw is interwoven with the beauty of your authenticity. Every perceived imperfection only adds to the tapestry of your character, making you all the more uniquely beautiful. You are everything they have ever desired, and they would not change a single aspect of who you are. Even when faced with the inevitable differences between you, differences that might, on the surface, appear to create barriers, they now see these variations as bridges. These differences, rather than driving you apart, offer opportunities for mutual learning and growth. They provide a foundation upon which a truly compelling and intense connection can be built. The uniqueness of your relationship lies in the way these contrasts allow both of you to expand beyond your individual limitations, forging a bond that is richer and more nuanced than any other. Despite any attempts to move on, thoughts of you continuously invade your person's mind. They realize, with a painful clarity, that trying to distract themselves with endless busyness or superficial distractions was nothing more than a temporary escape. In the quiet moments when the noise of the world fades away, the reality of your absence becomes starkly evident, a realization that the distance between you is far deeper than physical space alone. The separation feels like a heavy weight on their chest, an ever-present ache that intensifies with each passing day. It is not just the void left by your absence, but the profound silence, the lack of your voice, the end of your shared laughter, and the loss of those moments of playful connection that once made life seem infinitely more vibrant. This silence is agonizing. It is as though the very air around them is filled with echoes of what once was, and each moment of quiet only deepens the longing for what has been lost. They recall how every text and every call used to feel like a lifeline, a connection that transcended the digital and entered the realm of the deeply personal. Those interactions were more than just exchanges of words, they were affirmations of a bond that defied the ordinary. Now, without that constant, comforting presence, every moment feels dull, every day less vibrant, and every memory tinged with sorrow. Your person can no longer ignore the emptiness that has taken root inside them. They have spent far too long pretending that they are okay, convincing themselves that the silence is something they can simply endure. But the truth is undeniable. Beneath the surface, there is a constant, gnawing feeling that something fundamental is missing, a void that no distraction can fill. This emptiness has spurred them to reflect deeply on the patterns and behaviors that once sabotaged their happiness. They have come to understand that the toxic habits of the past, those patterns of anger, insecurity, and self-sabotage, must be left behind if there is ever to be any hope of healing. In the quiet solitude of their nights, they find solace in dreams, dreams where you appear, not as a distant memory, but as a living, breathing presence. In these nocturnal visions, there is a sense of peace that seems unattainable in the waking world. In dreams, your image is bathed in a soft, comforting light, and the barriers between you seem to dissolve. It is in these moments that they feel a bittersweet mix of gratitude and longing, a gratitude for the fleeting comfort of your presence, and a deep, aching sorrow for the reality that you remain out of reach. The love they feel for you runs deeper than mere infatuation or momentary passion. It is a profound, enduring force, a love that is woven into the very fabric of their being. It transcends superficial cliches and enters a realm where every thought, every emotion, and every breath is colored by the memory of you. This love is both a source of great strength and a profound vulnerability. It is the kind of love that they have never dared to fully admit, even to themselves, a love that quietly insists on its presence every day, no matter how hard they try to ignore it. They have reached a point in their introspection where the need to reconnect with you is not just an emotional whim, but an urgent, almost existential desire. They want nothing more than to put aside the silence and the distance, to once again feel the warmth of your voice and the comfort of your presence. Yet, they are also painfully aware that rebuilding what was lost will require more than empty words or promises. It demands genuine transformation, a willingness to confront their own faults, to apologize sincerely, and to back up every spoken word with actions that prove their commitment to change. Your person is now at the threshold of action, fueled by the hope that it is not too late to reclaim the connection that once meant everything to them. They are preparing to open up, to lay their vulnerabilities bare, and to show you that the love they hold is capable of evolving into something truly worthy of you. They know that in order to rejoin your life, they must not only mend a rift, but also align themselves with the higher vibrational energy that you now exude, a self-assured blend of self-respect, clarity, and unconditional love. There is also a profound admiration for the transformation you have undergone. They are struck by your newfound strength and the way you honor your own worth without ever seeking validation from anyone. Your steadfast boundaries and the respect you command for yourself are both inspiring and intimidating. In witnessing your evolution, your person feels a bittersweet mix of hope and apprehension. They long to be close to this vibrant, transformed version of you, yet they fear that any attempt to re-enter your life might only lead to further disappointment if they fail to meet your elevated standards. Amidst all this internal conflict, your person finds themselves irresistibly drawn to the energy you radiate. There is something almost magical about the way you seem to understand the deepest parts of who they are, parts that have long been hidden under layers of fear and insecurity. It is as if you possess an innate ability to read the unspoken language of their soul, to recognize the unexpressed feelings that lurk beneath the surface. In every moment, whether it is a fleeting glance or a silent observation, you seem to capture the essence of their true self, compelling them to confront all that they have suppressed for so long. This magnetic pull is not limited to mere attraction, it is a call to authenticity, a yearning to be seen and loved for the real person behind all the masks. Your presence, in every sense, has become a mirror reflecting back their truest self. They see in you not just an object of desire, but a beacon of hope, a reminder that even amidst the pain of past mistakes, there remains a possibility for redemption and renewal. In a world that has often left them feeling isolated and misunderstood, you represent a rare source of genuine understanding. The way you handle life, with kindness, integrity, and an unwavering moral compass, sets you apart from everyone they have ever encountered. Your authenticity, which shines even through your perceived imperfections, has inspired them to reflect on their own life and the choices that led to the current state of disconnection. They now realize that the painful patterns and toxic behaviors of the past must be relinquished if there is any hope of forming a bond that is as honest and enduring as the one they once shared with you. Every moment of introspection reinforces the simple truth: you are irreplaceable. The thought of losing you forever is a specter that haunts their every waking hour. It is not just the physical absence that torments them, but the loss of the deep emotional and spiritual connection that once lit up their world. The memories of laughter, of playful teasing, and of the heartfelt conversations that transcended everyday chatter are now cherished relics of a time when life seemed infinitely more colorful and meaningful. It is in this emotional void that your person's determination to change has taken root. They are fully aware that apologies alone cannot mend the wounds of the past, actions must follow. With each new day, they are learning to hold themselves accountable, to accept responsibility for every hurtful moment and every harsh word that contributed to the rift between you. This commitment is not born out of a mere desire to win you back. It is an earnest journey toward becoming the best version of themselves, a person who is truly deserving of the love and connection you embody. Their inner transformation is driven by a resolve to abandon the unhealthy, self-sabotaging patterns that have held them captive for so long. They have begun to see that true change requires more than external gestures, it demands a deep, internal metamorphosis. In every quiet moment, when the clamor of the outside world subsides, they find themselves reflecting on the ways they have undermined their own happiness. With a mixture of regret and hope, they have started to dismantle the defenses built from years of fear and insecurity, brick by brick, in the hope of building something new, a connection founded on mutual respect, vulnerability, and unconditional love. Night after night, they dream of you. In these dreams, you are not a distant memory but a comforting presence, a tangible reminder that love, even when obscured by pain and regret, still exists. In those surreal moments of sleep, your image brings solace and a fleeting peace that the waking world has long denied them. They awaken with a bittersweet mix of gratitude and sorrow, grateful for the moments in which you seem so close, yet heartbroken by the realization that the dream is only a temporary reprieve from a reality in which you remain distant. In every dream, there is a silent promise that one day, the barrier between you might dissolve completely. They hold on to that hope with a fervor that borders on desperation, convinced that if they continue on this path of self-improvement and honest introspection, the universe might one day conspire to bring you back together. Until that day comes, they cling to every memory, every whispered promise, and every shared smile as proof that the connection you once shared was, and perhaps still is, something truly extraordinary. Your person's longing is not just a yearning for past familiarity, it is a deep, soul-level call for redemption and transformation. They have come to understand that the love you share is more than a fleeting emotion or a momentary infatuation. It is a rare and enduring bond that has the power to inspire lifelong change. The lessons learned from past mistakes have carved out a space in their heart that now yearns for a second chance, a chance to rebuild trust, to nurture understanding, and to honor the unique energy that only you can provide. With every fiber of their being, they are determined to prove that they can rise above the failures of the past. They are ready to embrace vulnerability, to let down the walls they built out of fear, and to show you that their love is capable of growth and transformation. Their commitment is unwavering. They will work tirelessly, not only to regain your trust, but to become the person you have always believed they could be. The journey ahead is fraught with challenges, but it is also illuminated by the promise of genuine connection, a promise that, if honored, could lead to a future where both of you are free to experience love without reservation. Your impact on their life has been profound. In a world filled with fleeting interactions and shallow encounters, you have remained a constant reminder of what it means to be truly seen and understood. Your unwavering commitment to living with integrity and grace has left an indelible mark on them. They now see that the love they have for you goes beyond simple attraction. It is a deep, abiding respect for everything you represent. Your patience, your kindness, and the authenticity with which you navigate life have all inspired them to strive for a higher standard of being. In the quiet aftermath of their self-realization, your person is filled with both remorse and admiration. Remorse for the ways in which their past actions created distance between you, and admiration for the strength and clarity you now embody. They understand that the path to healing is not one that can be rushed or forced. It is a gradual process that demands time, patience, and sincere effort from both sides. And so, even as they prepare to make the first tentative moves toward reconciliation, they do so with the profound understanding that true healing can only occur when both hearts are aligned in mutual respect and love.